In a few weeks, my daughter Ruby will be born, and I will be a new dad. It is very exciting, and knowing how I am, I want to be there for my daughter. I want to be present. I don't want to be stuck at a 9 to 5 job, and I don't want to have to worry about I can't make certain doctor's appointments or school stuff or whatever it is when she gets older because I have to go to work and I can't take the day off because it's busy. So I, along with this channel that I'm making, I want to record my progress and my story of how I became financially independent, how I'm buying my freedom, how I'm escaping that 9 to 5. Because I really do not want to be stuck there until I'm like 60, 55 years old. I'm going to build income streams so I can stay at home. I don't know how long it's going to take, but here we go. I do want to talk about my income streams that I currently have and am building, and how much I'm making, my goal, and how I'm going to get there. So first, let's start off with my goal. I want to be able to retire not only myself, but my wife as well, so we could be at home and I could just work whenever I want remotely, make videos, do whatever I got to do from home. I don't have to wake up at 5 in the morning and drag myself out of bed and go to work. What I did was I combined my salary and I combined my wife's salary. I make $6,000 a month and my wife makes the $4K a month. So now it's actually leading up to $10K. So that's how we came up with the goal of $10K a month. Once we can make $10K a month, we know we can retire and still live how we're living, which we live comfortable. We can still go buy stuff. So I got fish, I got like figures back there. I can invest into my hobbies. I can still save. I can pay the bills. So now, how are we going to build it? Let's talk about my 9 to 5. That's my first stream of income, my 9 to 5. I love it. I do. But again, it's not going to help me reach my goal anytime soon. If I really want to be a millionaire, no job is going to help you get to $1 million. Unless you're like a CEO or like high corporate, then sure, yeah. But so I am in law enforcement. I've been a police officer for 5 years now. I started in 2020. I do love the job, but it comes with very, very big risks. One of them is I could lose my life. And now what if I don't want to leave her alone? You know what I mean? So like she could be 5 years old, 10 years old, 15, 20 years old. And now something happens to me on the job and now she has no dad. All because of a job. Like, all because of a job. That's crazy. No job on this world means more than my life. That's a very big thing pushing why, yeah, I could quit and go get another job and stuff, but the job is really good. I'm in a good spot. I'm making great money. I have great benefits, which makes it now hard to like, man, should I really leave? Like, you know, but I feel like that's how society is, you know, like they kind of, you get a job, you get comfortable, you get good benefits, and then you kind of start telling yourself, oh, why do I want to leave? Like, I have it good. I'm good. I know I just work here, come home, and I can do what I want and whatever. But that's not me. It's not me. Those are not my ambitions. Those are not my goals. I want to do big things, and I want to get out of a 9 to 5. Stream 1 really still helps me with paying the bills, saving money. I got this condo, having that source of stream of income, being a police officer. So not knocking the job at all. It's just not eventually where I want to be at. Stream 2. Now here comes Stream 2. I'm like, okay, I got to start building things, start replacing this income so one day I can leave. So I created a YouTube channel, and long story short, there's something called Digimon TCG. Think of like Pokemon cards, but it's something else. It's called Digimon. You probably won't know it, or if you do, we can be friends. So I started playing those cards. I started building decks and recording matches. And I wanted to do it because I saw other people doing it. And I'm like, man, like they suck. I could do better. So I made those videos. It took me 5 years. Well, jump to 5 years later. Today, 2025. I finally got 2,000 subscribers. And I do have my own Etsy shop. And I'll talk about that. But I ended up making it into a source of income. But the kick is that every 3 months, I probably make about $100 from that YouTube channel. Yeah, it's not good. It's not bad. Well, it's very bad. I was about to say it's not good. I wanted to make my hobby my main source of income, my main vehicle to get me to financial freedom. It just wasn't going to work. I am now putting it in the back burner. I'm still going to do it as a hobby, right? But I'm no longer going to put so much effort into it like I used to before, when I would be like, I got to keep doing this if I want to, reach financial freedom and do that, because it's just not going to work. It's not going to happen. Let's be realistic. Not only that, I was spending thousands of dollars on cards, and then I was making like $0 to $100 every 3 months. It just didn't work. Now I was just throwing money away, and instead of helping me make more money, I was just wasting more money. So I would have been better off just not even making that channel in the first place. I'm not focusing on it as much. I'm not spending nearly a quarter of the money I was spending before. I probably spent like $100, $200. I budget for it now, and I probably do like 1 or 2 videos a month, as opposed to like trying to do a video every week. Income stream 3. Now with that Digimon channel, I'm like, you know what? Cool. I have a fan base. I have 2,000 subscribers. What else can I do? Let me make some products so people could actually buy and actually help me make some of the money back that I've invested so much in this channel with all these cards. So I ended up creating, I'll put it on the screen, I ended up launching an Etsy shop. And in this Etsy shop, I created something called power counters. So what that was is that it just helps the player, it helps them keep track of their attack powers. Their attack power, by doing something that gives you, or it keeps track of your attack points, right? You got 4 all the way to 6, and then I did plus and minus. So this was pretty good. I ended up, first year of launching Etsy, I did make about $2,000, which is pretty awesome. I'm like, oh my God, I've never made that with the YouTube channel before. Let me stick to Etsy and let me just keep doing it on there. So these are all 3D printed. Got a 3D printer, and it's basically printing money for me. Now the downside is it's very dependent on the Digimon cards. The reason I say this is because if there's new cards coming out, it's going to be a little more popular. I'll have a little more sales. Now when they don't come out with any new cards for like a few months, then the sales drop, and people aren't really going to be looking for stuff like that. So it's inconsistent, but it's consistent. I've been consistently making $100 to $200 a month, so much better than $100 every 3 months, right? So that was my Etsy shop, and that's what I was doing, and still have that running. One thing I forgot to talk about was real estate. We actually did invest in real estate, and we bought this condo. We renovated it. More importantly, I wanted to make sure we were able to rent it out, so one day we could start renting it, and then we can build our real estate portfolio. But now that I have a condo and I kind of know how the condo associations work and everything, I think I'm just going to sell it, to be honest with you. But that is another source of future income stream, is either rental, or we get to sell it, and now we get to actually, my plan is to maybe get a multifamily unit, live in one, kind of house hack, live in one, rent out the other ones, and then get money from that, lowering our living expenses. Now, this leads me to, what am I going to do now? My wife did take 6 months of parental leave, and I feel like I have 6 months, and in 6 months, I don't want her to go back to work because I want her to stay home with our child. I don't want to leave our child in a daycare center. They just know, and it sucks because being a cop, you see all these things, and now you're just like, man, well, now what if that's like my kid? Like, now it's gonna mess with my head even more now. So this leads me to, now I have a countdown of 6 months to go, and I need to save money, build stuff, and take it from there so I can be able to retire my wife. So that's where we're at. So income stream 4 is going to be this channel. So with this channel, I'm really going to focus on probably 3 things. Finance, right? How are we going to get to financial freedom as a dad, to be there for your kids, to be there for your family? 2, kind of mindset, right? So like self-development, like what am I doing that's helping me get there? And last but not least, just documenting this journey, so one day my own daughter or my kids can see this and they say, man, well, this is what dad did. This is how we got to where we are today. More importantly, you guys can see my mistakes, what worked, what didn't work. This can relate to every single person in the world. Everyone can have a kid, whether it's by adoption, whether it's, naturally. Last but not least, little bonus, income stream 5. Before, I used to invest in stocks, especially like dividend stocks. So if I had some, they would pay me back, and I would reinvest it in that, and kind of just have my snowball effect going on like the S&P 500. I put in money into that. I stopped. The reason being is because I had $10,000 in debt, and I actually finished paying that off this month. And I just cashed in all my. I did sell my stocks, which was only like 5K. I didn't have much, but I wanted to get rid of all my debt because I had that high percentage. Like every month, if I didn't finish paying it, they charged me an extra $150 for just having money that I owed, and it was all dumb stuff that I bought that I shouldn't have bought. So got more disciplined, finished paying off my debt, and now that I am no longer in debt, now I'm going back in and buying stocks again and building that wealth for the future in dividend stocks. If you guys want to follow my journey, if you guys want to see what's going to work, what's not going to work, am I going to get to financial freedom? I am. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I promise you that I will. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.